Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. So look, today I'm going to help you guys learn faster and learn how to retain more, build skills, and learn subjects or study things faster than you ever have before, retaining more and having fun while doing it. How are you going to learn to do that? Okay, so I'm going to run down some notes that I wrote down on this notebook that you can barely see. There you go. And here you go. Okay, so what do we got? You have draw a line down the middle of the page. Okay, split the page in half, just straight up. All right, left side, right side. Okay, on the left side, you're going to write notes verbatim. This is where you're going to record notes, capture notes that you heard the person say in their words, like exactly what anybody said on a video that you're watching, on a podcast that you're listening to, or in a book that you're reading. It doesn't matter. Okay, write down the word for word version of the thing the successful person studied that you're studying said. Okay, that's the left side. Right side is going to be notes in your own words. Okay, notes in your own words. It's going to be you taking that idea you learned from Naval, from it doesn't matter, Ed Milet, right? And you're going to take that note and you're going to put it on the right side. Okay, so you have Alex Hormozi says something over here, you write it down. And on the right side, you're going to write down why that's useful to you, how it's important to you, what you're going to use it on, how you're going to use it, why you should use it. Like make the importance around the thing that you learned rise and ingrain it into your head by writing down notes about how it's important to you, why you're going to use it, etc. Okay, so that is the method I'm going to teach you, is to literally take notes on the left side of the page, take notes on your own words on the right side of the page, and then ask questions the entire time you take notes. Why, how, when, and then what. So you can just ask those over and over. In life, don't forget it. You can write this down. In life, the more questions you ask, the more comprehension you get. Okay, that is from videos you're watching, like this one. That's from conversations you're having with random people. That's from the book you're reading. That's from to yourself about the world. That's from asking God in prayer different questions and getting answers from your mind, right? Like that is literally how you gain more comprehension in life. The more questions you ask, the more comprehension you get all the time. So ask many, many questions. And why especially? Why especially? Because why is a powerful question. One of the most powerful in the world, I'd say. So that is what we have so far, right? You're going to ask why, when, how, etc. many, many times. And again, why should I use this? How will I use this? When will I use this? In arguments, at work, in my relationship, talking to my girlfriend, whatever, okay? What do I think about this? And why is it important to me? And so all those things, you can ask them over and over as you learn any information. And so I'll give you an example, and then we're going to get into the fast learning method, how to learn any skill or subject faster. Okay, and so for the example, successful people seek out and lean into failure, fear, discomfort, responsibility, uncertainty, and pain, which is counterintuitive to how people normally behave. And it's why normal people are normal and not successful. Okay, so that's the quote on the right side. Why does this matter to me? And when will I use it is what I asked. The reason you ask the when question, by the way, is because when we schedule something, it becomes very intentional. It's not to say you won't use a lot of things that you never schedule. You just will start using them in your life as you learn them, write them down, think about them, talk about them, etc. But when you ask, one, why is this important to me? And two, when will I use this? It not only builds this level of importance to you and like brings it into your awareness in lots of different areas of life, because you've decided this thing is important to you and your mind will notice that, and it will now basically treat it as if it's important to your survival. And so that's why you're asking, why is this important to me? This thing that I learned, why is it important to me, to the people that I love, to, etc. Okay. And so I asked, why does it matter to me? When will I have it? The when question is, of course, the scheduling question. When will I use this? It doesn't have to be at 2:00 tomorrow. It could be when I'm in the gym, when I'm having conversations, when I'm arguing with my girlfriend. Again, like that is a place that it applies to. Okay, so I said, this is important to me because it means if I invert successful people actions, then I will be able to see and know exactly what not to do. What I mean by that is if I take successful people actions and I literally invert them, like, okay, the successful person works, 6 hours a day on the most high leverage things of his day. Okay, and then he does other things after that, he fits in them. Okay, if I invert his action and I see, okay, so normal people clearly don't work at all, and they don't work on the high leverage actions. It's like if I invert success of what actions and beliefs of successful people, then I see failure, beliefs, and actions. And so I can invert those and then now know what to do. And it's not that I just couldn't copy the successful person. What I'm saying is when I see a successful person doing something, break down what they're doing. And it also means on the other side, when you have failures doing something, break down what they're doing and invert it. And then you're like, okay, if failures are doing this thing and it's producing lots of failure, if I invert it, if I flip it on its head, for example, people don't manage their time, people don't manage their money, people don't manage their emotions. Okay, so if I flip those on their head, I should learn about money as much as I can. I should learn about emotional intelligence as much as I can. And I should make sure I manage my time and my energy, the things that we are, given, allotted, but are very finite, and that me, you, and Jeff Bezos all have time, energy, focus. The only difference between us and successful people is where they allocate those things and how they guard those things from other people. And so that is an example of why I would write the quote from the person that I heard. And then on the other side, I would write why it's important to me, when I'll use it, etc. When will I use it is when I make decisions and need to decide who to listen to and what to do. And that's a whole different topic, but whatever. Never take advice from somebody who doesn't have the thing you want to have, by the way. All right, and now the fun part, the fast learning method. What is it? Allow me to break it down. FAST, forget, active, state, teach. And what do those mean, Freddie? I'm glad you asked, okay? Forget, active, teach. Write those down, okay? Ready? Here we go. Forget. When you need to learn something new, the only way that your mind ever works is when it's open. Remember that. Your mind is like a parachute. It only works when it's open. You need to forget 3 different things, and I'm going to teach you what those things are right now. Ready? Number 1, forget all that you know about the topic, all previous knowledge on this topic, so you can be open-minded. Number 2, forget all other situational things, all other cognitive tasks. Only focus on one thing. Don't have people texting you and doing all this stuff when you're trying to learn. Mute out everything. Only focus on the thing you're learning, okay? That's number 2. Number 3, forget all limitations. Forget the things that you think you can't do. Forget the things that you think you know already. Forget where you've capped yourself off, because if you fight for your limitations, you get to keep them. Okay, so that is F. Forget all 3 of those things and you'll be good. Number 2, active. Be active in your question asking and in your note taking. Okay, be active in doing the thing we went over earlier where you take notes on the left side and then make them in your own words. Be active in that. Be active in asking questions about those notes as you make them and about things that you want to learn more about. Because like I said, the more questions you ask, the more comprehension you get. Okay, period. All the time, forever. And that will never change. So forget, active. Be active in your note taking and your question asking. And number 3, state. Okay, state is, we'll just keep this simple. State is basically your emotional state. It is how you feel right now. And I'll tell you, all learning is state dependent. All learning is state dependent. That is a very important sentence. Write it down, because you cannot learn in a tired and a bored state. You don't learn anything. We've all been in a meeting or in a class where we're just bored out of our damn mind. And do you learn anything in that class? Do you learn anything, or do you retain anything when you read an entire book and you're bored out of your fucking mind? Of course not. Okay. So that is state. You need to change your state. What do you change your state to? Change your state to that of a child. Why? Because we're trying to replicate a child in this thing. Okay. Forget, active, state, teach. Remember, that is the FAST method. And as a child learns languages the fastest, right? They're the fastest learners we know is a child. Why? Because they already do F. They forget. They already know they don't know anything, right? Then you have active, asking questions, testing things. They do that nonstop, right? They just take information in and they go use it. So you have forget, active, state. The state is the most important part. The state, they're learning in a fun state. They're learning in a curious state. They're learning in an interested and in a confident state. They know they can do it because they've not been told or shown that they can't do it yet. And so that is the difference between you being in a tired, bored, depressed state versus being in a childlike state, right? You're confident, you're having fun, you're being curious, asking lots of questions. And what that does, or I'll give you an example. How many songs do you think you know? 3,000, 5,000? The reason you're able to retain so many songs, literally learning and retaining the songs, is because they're fun. They make you feel a certain way, but you're allowed to make yourself feel a certain way while you're learning. Have fun, run around, jump around like a crazy person, have a fucking dance party for 5 minutes before you sit down to read. Why not? And there's a reason to do that, because you are getting in a fun state. A child is in a fun state. They learn the most. Okay, so get as close to a childlike state as you can when you're trying to learn. Okay, and so yeah, be curious, ask lots of questions, test lots of things, drop your limitations and all that. Okay, forget, active, state, teach. We're almost there, guys. Keep sticking with me. So last one is teach. Learn with the intention to teach somebody the thing that you're learning. Ask yourself, who could benefit from this thing that I'm learning? And I want you to do this with this video. Who could benefit from learning the fast teaching or the fast learning method? Excuse me. Who could benefit from that? Is it your mom? Is it your girlfriend? Is it your boyfriend? Who is it? Who could benefit from this thing? Is it your YouTube channel, right? Is it something you could write about and maybe you can share with your sister, right? Like, who can learn this thing? If you actually go and teach the thing that you're talking about to this person, you'll learn to identify gaps in your own knowledge, and you'll come to understand, because if you're trying to teach somebody, you must understand your topic, which is much different than knowing it. Someone can know lots of things but not understand it. When you start teaching, you have to literally understand what you're saying, okay? And which makes it a lot more powerful for you to use in your own life. So the teacher actually has selfish benefits, and there's many of them. The teacher gets to learn twice or as many times as he's willing to teach, right? And so there's a lot more to teaching than that, but we'll just leave it like that. Learn with the intention to teach. I think there's something called the protege effect or something, and it's basically when you're studying something and you're planning on teaching it, you are more focused and you pick up more that you wouldn't have gotten otherwise, because you know you need to teach this to somebody. Even if you don't go teach someone, if you just have the intention to teach somebody, that's it. It helps you pick up more stuff. And if I asked you exactly what I'm telling you in this video right now, tomorrow there's a group of 15 people and you have to teach this thing to them, would you be more focused while you're learning it? Of course you would be. And so that is the power in learning with the intention to teach. And that's it, guys. That's the fast learning method. That's how you take some notes and do it a little better than normal. And so a quick final recap is we have a line down the middle of the page. On the left side, we have notes verbatim from whatever we're studying. On the right side, we have notes in our own words from whatever we learned, whatever we wrote down. And we're asking questions about it the whole time, and we're applying that knowledge to the notes, right? That we get, the answers that we get from asking the questions. And then we have the fast learning method, FAST. And if you'll remember with me, they are forget, be active, change your state, learn with the intention to teach. FAST, forget, active, state, teach. And if you use that method in that note-taking system, then you'll be able to learn any subject, any skill, anything you're researching many times faster. You'll be able to take notes that you'll be able to retain, and you'll be able to actually use them in your life. When you use them in your life, you produce results. When you produce results, you help your beliefs really change, right? You adopt new beliefs when you see that the thing that you learned actually works. And so that's what you're trying to do ultimately, is use the thing that you learn, not just learn it. I always say skill building is a 2 or 3-step process. Learning, implementing, build skill. Reflecting builds more skill because you iterate. And so the 3 steps to learning any skill is literally learn, apply what you're learning to a project, to life, etc., and reflect on the results that you produced so that you can iterate and be better for the next time. So that is essentially all I have for you, my friends. So if you learned anything from that, go ahead and drop a subscription, drop a like, do what you do. If you hated it, don't. And I'll see you next time. Peace.